Hello, my friends. I am Drak, and welcome to another episode of Drak Reviews. Now, people will notice that for the last couple of months, I've been way behind on everything, and so what we're gonna do in order to get caught up is we're gonna start pumping out reviews as quick as we can in the quickie format quickie and a vlog format instead of the usual way that we do things. Because I don't like making you guys wait any longer. I promise the formal reviews will probably come back, or if you guys like this style a little bit better, maybe we'll do this way from here on in. So let's go ahead and start things up with a quickie review of Overwatch. Yes, I'm that far behind, people. So let's go ahead and get things started. We're going to go over each section like we do on every other review, and we're going to go over the final score, and you guys get to see whether or not it holds up. So today we're going to be taking a look at Blizzard's Overwatch, and you guys can already see some of the footage already showing up right next to me. So you guys can see the footage that I have recorded and be able to see for yourselves whether or not you like it. Let's start things up with the story. So in case you don't know the story of Overwatch, the way it's been told is this is actually taking place on an Earth, I believe it's 20 to 30 years from now. Just because they wanted a hyper futuristic Earth, and it's following a major event called the Omnic Crisis, which is basically that the Earth was dealing with a Skynet-esque situation where sentient robots were coming against humans, and in order to counter this threat, the organization Overwatch was created to be able to counter the Omnic Crisis. So at that point, that's where a lot of the veteran members of Overwatch came into play. So that's where the original team with Soldier 76, with Reinhardt, with Anna, with Reaper, or I can't remember his actual name, but those characters started up, and it was a world initiative. So it wasn't just one country, it was multiple countries getting together to face off the Omnic Crisis. After the Omnic Crisis was taken care of, however, Overwatch was viewed as not necessary anymore. So at that point, the organization was disbanded, and most actually went into life of being mercenaries. So that's where the story is when we enter the game. Now, given that it's more of a multiplayer game, you wouldn't think the game has a whole lot of story. However, this game is being made by Blizzard Entertainment, and story is essential for them. So you actually will get little Easter eggs throughout maps, throughout audio files, things like that help to tell the story of the character. And if you're a hardcore fan or not a hardcore fan, you could also look up the various animated shorts that they've been doing throughout the last couple of months. They did one for Winston, kind of showing the recall of Overwatch. We also got one for Widowmaker, which kind of established her history with Tracer. We also got one for Hanzo, which established him and Genji. And actually, in the next couple of days, we're expecting one for Bastion to be able to show off that character and his history. So we're looking forward to a lot of that other stuff. Overall, if I were to be perfectly honest, the story is actually where I have the biggest nitpick with Overwatch, and it's simply because this is actually a shooter. I would want a campaign mode, and I would want a full-on story. And we didn't get that. Instead, they decided to go this route of doing comics and doing these little animated shorts. And while that's okay, and I understand why you did it, and I appreciate it, I still would like just a fully fleshed out story mode. And I'm begging and pleading with you, Blizzard, please do a story mode for Overwatch. Show us the Omnic Crisis so that we can get behind these characters even more. I mean, we don't even know that part of it, and we're already invested in characters like Reinhardt, Torbjorn, Soldier 76, Reaper, Widowmaker, Tracer, all of those. And all of them have their own unique piece of history, so there's plenty to go over. And that's pretty much my only major gripe with the story, is that I really wanted it fleshed out with more of a campaign mode, and I really hope Blizzard reconsiders that. I would love to have a story mode in Overwatch just for that extra little bit of TLC for it. And that pretty much wraps things up for the story. Let's go ahead and go into the visuals, which, in case you guys can't see, I don't have a problem. I mean, I've loved the visuals ever since I got my hands on the beta. It still looks very fluid. The engine is very close to the animated shorts, so at that point we don't have like this dramatic change between how the character models look compared to the animated shorts, and I'm all for that. That's the way it should go. In fact, I scored this fully, whereas I did actually take points off for story. I scored visuals fully. This looks great. All of the effects are awesome. All of the maps are even better. I have no complaints with the visuals. The next element that we would go into is the gameplay, and again, spot on. Even now, like months later, I haven't been able to pick up the DLC character Anna, or the additional character Anna, or I don't know if Sombra is out yet, but no, they're hinting at her right now. So I have no complaints with the gameplay. This is spot on. This is probably one of the best shooters I've been able to get my hands on in a long time. Every character feels different and fluid and enjoyable. It doesn't matter if you're playing characters like Soldier 76, which do play as like the stereotypical soldier, or Reaper, who's completely developed or completely just a shotgun wielder, or picking up characters like Reinhardt or Lucio. You will get unique experiences from each one of them, and it makes you want to be able to not only specialize, but also experiment and be able to try out the various other characters. Like, for example, I'm excited to play Anna. I hate sniper characters, but a support sniper, that actually looks really interesting to me. And I was hoping to get some Anna gameplay before this review, but unfortunately I just didn't have the time, especially with vacation happening. So overall, this game, or the gameplay for Overwatch, gets full marks as far as I'm concerned. Continue to adapt, continue to innovate, Blizzard, because I can only imagine what you have in store for the upcoming characters that we haven't seen for Overwatch. The next section here would be the audio, and you guys are already hearing the music kind of going through right now. I have no problem with the audio here. This is, again, an amazing soundtrack by Blizzard. I know it's not from their usual people, but they do have somebody for the Overwatch team, and they have done a great job. In fact, there were a lot of tracks that I don't think were available in the beta when I got my hands on them, and so when I got into those maps again and noticed the new music track, I was overwhelmed. All of them make you feel like you're in the specific country or area you're supposed to be in. The voice of Athena is spot on. I love all the voice cast for Overwatch, but the one that you have the most interaction with is Athena, and I love the spot on voiceover that we have from that. So again, full marks for Overwatch's audio, and I can only imagine, like, we have a German castle coming out in the next little bit. I look forward to hearing the music for that as well. And then this is where we actually get into the littler things with replay value as well as presentation. And again, I scored fairly high on this. This game scored fairly. I keep on saying I did it, but it's really the game that did it as far as I'm concerned. Replay value, there's plenty of replay value here. You can continue to get audio files, character avatars, as well as be able to have fun with family and friends. This is an enjoyable experience for all of them. In fact, one of the things I really do appreciate is that where I normally wouldn't recommend shooters to, say, like my nieces or to my daughter, my nieces actually play Overwatch and are very good at it and enjoy the experience completely. Granted, there are certain characters that they don't play. They are hooked to one character above others, but that's fine. That's the way that the game should be. The game can be played. You can pick a main and you can stick with it, or you can experiment and say one day you don't want to play Reaper. You want to try out Roadhog, and you can do that, and it works out. For any player who wants to be able to stick and play all MLG, or for a casual player who's just looking to get a fleshed out experience and enjoy time with family and friends, it works for everybody. And again, the presentation for this is spot on. It does the job that a game should do, where you have the audio and the visuals and the gameplay all coming together to give a great experience that immerses you so hard that there were many times when I was recording footage that I completely lost track of time. And that's what a game should do, is that, you go in for 10... I'm not saying that it's a great thing every time, but a game that you say, I'm only going to play for 5 minutes, and then you walk away and it's an hour later, that's a game that got you involved, that got you immersed and did its job. So with that, I'm completely amazed by Overwatch and love what they've been able to do with it. And I have no problem giving it a final score of 9.5 out of 10. Overwatch completely earns it, and I look forward to all of the additional content updates, maps, and characters that we can look forward to in the coming months and years with Overwatch. Congratulations, Blizzard. You guys have done it again. You've made another great, unique intellectual property for us to enjoy. And that's going to go ahead and do it for this review quickie of Overwatch. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and thank you guys so much for continuing to watch all of the content that I provide. Yes, is this the greatest piece of content that I've created? Probably not. But for those who are brand spanking new, thank you for watching, and please feel free to give a comment, give a like to this video if you liked what I had to say. If you thought I was being too much of a fanboy, feel free to leave those comments too. And also feel free to check out all of the other content that I do, because I do so much more than just reviews. You can even check out the Drak Try segments that I now do, which is first impressions of the games that I'm going to review, as well as Drak Plays, where I'm going to be playing games like Overwatch and Heroes of the Storm with you guys, and so much more in store in the coming months as well as the coming years. So that's going to go ahead and do it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I, of course, will see you guys next time for the next video.